Well, that date was a dud, I tell myself as I leave the Wynn Hotel and make my way towards Wacker Avenue. It's a beautiful fall evening in the Loop. Still warm enough to get away with wearing a long sleeve shirt or a light jacket. But hints of gelled weather linger in the air as an uneasy reminder of things to come. The nights are definitely getting longer as I make my way towards Park and Lake Station. When I met my date at 6 p.m., it was still relatively sunny out and there were people on the streets. Now, approaching 9 p.m., there's definitely a deserted feeling as most of the shops and businesses have closed for the evening. Not that I'm really thinking about those sort of things that much as I replay the events of my failed date over and over again in my head, trying to figure out where I went wrong. Should I have asked her more questions about her interests? I stop and look up at the shimmering lights of the buildings along the Chicago River and just shake my head. Dude, you have no game whatsoever. I make a left onto Wells Street and enter Park Lake Station. This is the less used entrance and there are no CTA employees on duty. I put my car in the reader and make my way through the cage-like revolving doors. Oh crap! Sounds like there's a train down the station. I immediately scamper down the stairs as fast as I can, jumping the last three, and run towards the welcoming open doors of the O'Hare-bound Blue Line train. Until I hear doors closing as they shut right in my face, the final insult to injury of the evening. As I look up, it appears to me that the people on the train are staring at me with intense satisfaction that I missed it. Oh man, 14 minutes until the next train arrives? You've got to be kidding me. I look about the platform, and there are a few people milling about. There's a well-dressed gentleman texting furiously on his phone. I tell myself he's probably having a fight with his wife about late nights at the office. A little further down, I see a hipster couple, and they're talking loudly about some party that they're excited to be going to. There are other people farther down the platform, but I really can't make them out too well. I walk about 30 feet towards where the well-dressed gentleman has finished his text argument and lean against one of the columns facing the train tracks. Pull out my phone, just go through the usual news, sports scores, just trying to pass the time until the next train arrives. When I suddenly look up, have you ever had a feeling that something is wrong, but you can't really put it into words? Like a primeval whisper from ages past of an unknown impending doom. Out of nowhere, I feel inexplicably cold, as if I'm enveloped in a frozen blanket. My teeth begin to chatter uncontrollably, and I can see my breath in front of my face, which doesn't make any sense at all because no one else on the platform seems to be the least bit cold. It's probably just some weird CTA station quirk, I tell myself. I mean, the station's probably like 1,000,000 years old. Suddenly, out of nowhere, I feel a hard shove in the small of my back that sends me towards the platform and almost over the side onto the train tracks below. I look around, ready to confront the asshole who thinks it's funny to push people near the train tracks. But no one's there. How can there be no one there? Whoever pushed me has a lot of strength. I mean, I'm a pretty big guy, and I'm not easily moved. I walk over to the well-dressed gentleman and say, "Excuse me, did you see someone push me?" I mean, I literally almost went over the side of the platform onto the train tracks. The well-dressed gentleman looks up from his phone and stares at me blankly. I didn't see a thing. At that moment, in the distance, I can hear a train approaching. In fact, a few seconds later, a southbound Forest Park Blue Line train arrives in the station. And I kid you not, from the well-dressed gentleman to the hipster couple to everyone else on that platform got on that train and left. As this train began to slowly pull away, I felt a strong feeling of unease, which manifested itself to a large knot in my stomach. I look up at the CTA train tracker screen, 6 minutes to the next train is supposed to arrive. Suddenly, that feeling of unease turns into full-blown fear, and that knot turns into a lead bowling ball. I tell myself, get a grip, for Christ's sake, you are a grown man. 4 minutes until the next train is supposed to arrive. Isn't it funny how 4 minutes of your life can just fly by and don't even really notice it? The exceptions to the rule always seem to be when you're watching a sporting event and your team is up, it's the final minutes of the game, or you're on the treadmill and you're running, and it's like the final 2 or 3 minutes and you're really tired. Or when you're the final minutes when you're waiting for your train to arrive and you're scared shitless. Once again, I tell myself to calm down, take deep breaths. Out of nowhere, though, the lights in the station begin to flicker on and off. I look down the platform and I make out the outline of what appears to be a man leaning against one of the columns. I can't make him out very well, but it appears that he's wearing, is that a bowler hat? The lights flicker again and, oh my God, he's closer, where the hell is that train? At this point, I am doing everything in my power. Every fiber of my being is trying to prevent myself from going into full-blown panic mode. I look over at the man, the thing, and begins to take these bizarre, exaggerated steps towards me, as if it can bend itself into some sort of ungodly shape. I can't really make out a face, but it appears to have a handlebar mustache. I look up the CTA train tracker, and it says the train is supposed to be here, but I don't see it anywhere. The lights flicker once again, and the thing is gone. I feverishly look around. I know you're there. Stay the hell away from me. Bam! I feel something with supernatural strength hits me straight in the sternum, sends me flying against the wall of the tunnel. With a thud, I hit the train tracks below. Barely able to breathe and my eyesight fuzzy, look up one last time. The thing is hovering over me, looking down at me. I see that it has sunken eyes, ashen pale skin, and it begins to form what appears to be a smile with gnarly yellow razor sharp teeth. Around its neck I can see the outline of a rope burn. The thing smiles and says, "Take your time, don't bungle it." My heart begins to beat faster. Where have I heard that phrase before? Where have I heard that phrase before? I know I've heard it somewhere. I try to get up, but my leg is badly hurt. In the distance, coming closer, I hear a whoop whoop. I look up, only to see the final thing I'll ever see in my life, which is the cold, unforgiving light of an O'Hare-bound CTA express train. Bad table conversation.